Hey, it's the Fort Worth Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
And welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationships, and...
Sex.
It's all she's been talking about today.
All I've been talking about is sex.
So
it's my favorite topic.
She's primed and ready to roll on. The topic today is revenge fantasies. Not a great idea.
Not a great idea. But it happens a lot with men. Men are bitter, kind of angry, and pissed off by design.
This is not true. You're all handsome and trustworthy and good conversationalists. But
and let everything just roll off
your
your
back. Don't believe this girl. The fact is that like we see a lot of revenge fantasies online because people are kind of like their thoughts are poured out. It's not the kind of thing you'd stand around at the water cooler,
right?
Telling your coworkers. But we see guys, hoping, giving scenarios for and. What would you say? Predicting the worst outcomes for girls in different situations.
Usually who have directly rejected them in some way.
Yes. But it's even more... and the best example is kind of like these girls that are on TikTok, and let's say they slept with like 90 or 100 guys. And these guys are like, well, she's going to end up to be a cat lady.
Yeah.
She's going to end up alone, she's going to die alone when she's like 35 and she's
dried out.
After she's hit the wall and her cats are going to eat her.
Yeah.
Well, the fact is that a girl that's attractive is going to end up getting married.
Yeah.
And she's going to have kids. And she's probably going to get overweight because 99% of them become overweight. That's just a fact. And the idea of them dying as a cat is not accurate. It's usually the extremely awkward, shy, socially awkward girls that kind of struggle with life itself.
Right.
The girls that are able to attract men, especially in the numbers of like 70, 80, 90, and they're in college and they're really regular girls, they just really got around.
Yeah.
They're going to land on their feet.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
It's the awkward girls who are not socially, intelligent. They're also not sleeping with a lot of guys, if any. Those are the ones who are really going to become the cat ladies.
Yeah.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's the ones who, in a lot of ways, sleep with the fewest guys that end up dried up and alone with their cats eating them.
And generally, we'll see girls that are hitting their early 40s. They've never been married. They want kids, but they've never had kids. And usually once you start talking to them, they've had 2, maybe 3 long-term boyfriends.
Yeah.
Their picker's broke.
Yeah.
It's not like they were dating, 1,000 men constantly. They'd be in a long-term relationship that just didn't work out.
Now, make no mistake, these girls probably did sleep with a good handful of guys in between each of those quote-unquote serious relationships. But the cat lady revenge isn't really applicable to the girls that guys want it to be applicable to.
Exactly. And it's funny, I would see it on the TikTok where like the girl has like a really high notch count. And I also kind of saw it on like what they say that the girls with the email jobs. They're like, I'm going to show my day in the life of, she's in this like $4,000 a month apartment and she goes to work at 10 or she might not go to work. She just goes to the pool and works on her laptop for an hour with her girlfriend. And then they go to have lunch. And then they go to yoga.
The's lots of yogas
and there's yoga. And there's a lot of eating,
coffee,
then
and
they
brunch,
go out, and she's like, "Well, that was my work day." These girls are going to do fine.
Yes, they will.
They will marry well. Mm-hmm. They'll quit their email job. It'll go away, and then they'll be off their dad's payroll.
Yeah.
These girls land on their feet.
Yeah, absolutely.
But people are like. And when the recession hits, she'll be on OnlyFans. She'll be walking the streets. It just doesn't work out that way.
Yeah.
And we've seen a few recessions, so we know how this works out.
And I would say the second echelon, so there's this there's essentially the email girls, connection where there's actually no genuine connection that you have to these girls. The second level would be like casual acquaintances or social circle girls that guys try to go for, when they go through a breakup or whatever, they jump in. A girl that you sort of know. A girl that you sort of know, and then you're rejected by them. Guys get real butthurt about this. Like, as if that this casual connection makes them a shoo-in for your next serious relationship. It's like, that's not how it works at all.
No, guys will have their sights, not a lot, not as well as girls have their stuff lined up. But they'll say, I'm gonna hit on Sarah.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll work out. And then Sarah rejects him. Or Sarah just like pretends that he's not actually hitting on her.
Yeah.
That's a
lot.
Yeah.
But they pick that up because it gets more and more aggressive as time goes on.
Exactly.
That guy gets more aggressive, and she has to be more aggressive with her rejection.
Exactly.
It's very tricky.
It is.
And you guys are assholes for doing it.
I don't agree. I don't.
But then we've also seen a lot of the guys who go through a nasty divorce.
Yeah, the real deal.
Yeah, the real deal. Where you truly know a woman, you truly loved a woman, you truly, maybe you had children with her, maybe you didn't, but you genuinely hope she dies in a fiery crash, and the problem is, likelihood is, I keep being the nasty messenger here, but she probably is already happily in a relationship with another younger, hotter guy, and, doesn't even have any thought of you, and yet you are spending hours every day for years on end thinking nothing but the worst thoughts for her.
Well, I think the delay with guys recovering from breakups is 80% of them are initiated by the women.
Right.
And 80% of them, the women already have a branch, monkey branching. They've already got another branch in their hand that they're going to swing to. Sometimes they'll already have been dating the guy for a little while.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know she has a boyfriend. She's already, and the next day she's with the new guy.
Yeah.
And this happens from the age of like 13 to 63, 83. Women don't leave one relationship without having another one lined up. Sometimes it'll be a little bit better lined up, but they've got something lined up.
And I think that's a really important point, that I think that women go through their relationship bitterness before the relationship ends, according...
Yeah, while they're still with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by the time it ends...
It's over.
They've done their they've kind of gone through the process already, where the man then has to go through his.
Right.
So,
and he's caught off guard.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10.
A lot of times it's true.
You talk to 90% of the married guys that went through a divorce, and they're like, yeah, I came home and they just served me with papers.
Yeah.
I had no idea anything was wrong.
We had sex the night before.
Yeah. And a lot of that's planned, and a lot of it's just how she's operating, because girls can switch like that.
Yeah.
But here are the positive things about what I've seen, and I mean over, I'm 55 and I've seen a lot of people come and go.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed, for men, especially if you're like younger, in your 20s, 30s, time is on your side.
Yeah.
First of all, girls do not make good decisions. A girl who walks away from you is usually making a bad decision based off of her feelings. Mm-hmm. And what I see over time is generally they make bad decisions, and then over time, all things being equal, you take care of yourself. You're in this world that most of us inhabit, and if you're listening to this podcast, you're mostly likely focused in on running better game, taking care of yourself physically, and doing well professionally.
Exactly.
Whatever that may mean to you.
You are top echelon.
Yeah, you're up there. Most men are not.
Yeah.
The vast majority are slobs and losers and half-steppers, and that's who the girl swings to. And one, she's aging badly. She's gaining weight. 90% of the U.S. is overweight.
Yeah.
And if you're not, everybody else is, and then she starts picking up his habits.
Yeah.
And that's where you'll look at these girls 5-10 years down the road, and you'll be like, holy shit, I was worried about that.
Yeah. Well, even in college, you can watch girls, they take on the habits of the drinking and the partying and all that stuff, and they'll age 10 years in 4 because they're just taking such terrible care of themselves. And that's when they're young and should be at their peak. It's terrifying.
And most guys in college, some will party hard, but they also start lifting weights because they got time.
Exactly.
They run. They take care of themselves. They have fun. They're very active. Sometimes, and they're eating fast. And you can get away with more longer.
Yeah.
For
sure.
It continues that way. When you get a little bit older, as a guy, you have to focus more in on actual self-improvement.
Yeah.
But girls don't look at very teeny tiny group of girls will look at improving themselves over time.
Yeah.
And fighting the aging process and taking care of themselves. The vast majority become war pigs. And they're with slobs. I mean, you can look at
It's true. I know it's true.
Like, you're with me.
Yeah.
Describe the guys you went to high school with.
Oh my goodness. I mean, and he teases me about this because every time I see one of them on Facebook,
Well, she brought it up so often.
I'm just like, it's just ridiculous. Like, every man that I went to high school with all look like pink, swollen sausages. They look like if you touched them, their casing would explode. Like they would just explode into a million pieces because they're just so gross. And they were handsome. We had no ugly guys in my class, especially in my friend group. They were handsome, they were fit, they were very athletic, like all of the things. We went to a smaller town school, so everyone hung out together, everyone played every sport. Literally, that's just what you do in Texas. And you would not be able to tell that any of them has ever run 5 steps in their lives. They are disgusting.
That's the majority of men.
Yeah.
And that's who your girlfriend, ex-wife is swinging to.
Right.
Eventually.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not a 6'5" hedge fund manager with a private jet.
who shoots streams of chocolate out of his dick.
I mean, it's just not. So your greatest revenge is taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Driving yourself towards your goals. Remaining lean and mean.
Yeah.
And doing well professionally, whatever that may mean to you.
Right.
Different numbers for different people.
Exactly.
And having a high quality life. And that's the best revenge. Because you're going to attract attractive, fit, tend to be younger women, if that's what you're open to tolerating.
Yeah.
Down the road, as your peers or as girls that you've been with and come and gone out of your life, really deteriorate over time.
It's true.
You don't, and it almost makes you mad sometimes. Kind of like when you see your guys.
Yeah, it does. It actually angers me.
Yeah, it makes you kind of angry because you're like, what they look like, you knew what they were capable of, but they chose a different path.
Well, and there's the satisfaction for you men in knowing, and I mean, I'm telling you, this is the God's honest truth, 100% of the time, even if she ends up happily married to someone else and loves her life, any exes that you've ever been serious with or who loved you or whatnot, she will check back up on you. She will watch you on social media, even if you're not officially friends. She will
know what's going on.
She will know how you've aged, how you've succeeded, how you've lived life, it looks like you live a life of adventure, that it looks like you're successful, that you're handsome, well built, have clearly aged well. She will know. So you have that added satisfaction. You don't have to point it out to her. And I do talk to guys who want so badly to like reach out to her with this revenge fantasy. And and show her how good he's turned out.
She knows.
She knows.
She
you
knows.
don't have to do that.
Yeah, she knows.
Yeah.
Girls are like, and you'll never know she's checking on you.
No.
But they are. But that's the bottom line. Don't waste your energy or your mental energy or your stress factors on revenge fantasies about girls on the internet, girls in your social circle, and ex-wives and ex-girlfriends.
Yeah.
All this will take care of itself over time.
Yeah.
As long as you keep moving forward, hitting your goals, having high standards for yourself. And the fact that you're actually listening to this podcast conveys that you're probably in that top percentage as it is.
Yeah.
And you're looking for the slight edge.
Or at least, at the very least, you being involved here means that you are striving towards it, which is a great place to be.
More than 99% of the population.
No one works hard to do anything, much less improve themselves. Exactly. So good job to you.
So that's what we wanted to convey. Revenge fantasies are a bad idea.
Yeah, they're a waste of time.
And we want you to win.
We want you to win. If you like this podcast, please hit the like button. Subscribe to our channel. Share with your friends. Please comment below. We love to hear your stories.
Comments,
yeah, we love getting in there and reading your comments. And we'd love it if you'd subscribe to our newsletters. So we appreciate it. Check out all of our links below and have a great day. Bye.